Hello everyone, welcome. I am presenting on behalf of the Career Center. My name is Alina Quintana. Today's presentation is titled First Year Seminar, Explore Through Career Services. Below you will see our contact information. We are located in 1013 Lassen Hall. Here is our website that I highly encourage you to check out and our Instagram handle so you can stay connected to us. At the Career Center, we are composed of two teams. These teams include the Career Development Team, which has resources and career counselors that will assist you to explore yourself, to explore your interests, explore the things that you are looking to learn, explore the occupations that are out there in the world that will assist you in achieving your personal and professional goals. Additionally, our other team is the Employer Relations team, which is composed of professionals that will assist you to obtain internships that connect with employers out in the world of work and bring folks to campus to ensure that you are getting a combination of different opportunities. What this could consist of are workshops, career fairs, and just many different resources that will allow you to connect with occupations and organizations in the community and beyond. At the Career Center, we think it's very important for you to discover and prepare for careers. We put together programming and we have subscriptions that are available to you in order for you to understand majors, understand industry, in order for you to be prepared to launch into the world of work. We also connect you, as previously stated, with employers. We'll put together different activities such as workshops, webinars, or even have hiring on campus to connect students with opportunities in the world of work. Some online tools that we have available will assist in career development, such as the exploration component, which will assist in getting to know your own interests and have these interests organized and also connected to different research and data that will assist you in making decisions. We have tools that will assist you with interviews, interview preparation, interview coaching as well. And again, that's located on our website. We have events and workshops that happen on campus through the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of these events and workshops have gone virtual. This has definitely expanded the way in which we serve our students. And a lot of this is also available long-term now, given that we're recording these sessions. So that's something else to know. Events can range from career fairs, large-scale career fairs, to virtual career fairs, or even workshops where employers come in to discuss different opportunities or even help you get hired at their companies. And an example is Apple. We've had Apple come in the past and have workshops about what they're looking for in a resume and how to get past their applicant tracking system successfully. As you can imagine, another service that is available to students is one-on-one counseling and guidance. We offer services such as major selection, career exploration. We offer job search assistance, as well as interview coaching, resume development, and graduate studies advising. So I highly encourage you all to make an appointment. You can make an appointment by coming over to our website and scheduling through EAB Navigate. Once we're on campus, we're going to be located in 1013 in the same space as the Advising Center. Something that we think is really important for you to understand and take away from this presentation is that career development is a lifelong process. Often we fall into a misconception that career development and arriving at your occupational goal is a linear process and that we should know every single step of the way what we should be doing. But that's not necessarily always the case. We find that oftentimes students begin with the exploration phase, learning about different majors, different interests, and moving into the research phase that allows them to gain experience and knowledge with different occupations that are out there in the world. Some things that they could be researching may align with their values. For instance, if something that's important for you is making a certain amount of money annually, something that you may want to look into and research is what the salary is of a career that you're considering. Furthermore, other research could consist of learning about industry, learning about whether a occupation is growing or they're declining, as well as what skills are important for these occupations. Throughout this process, and I do want to stress this, the Career Center can assist you with every single one of these steps. Next, oftentimes is going to be the decision and acting phase. What that could consist of is connecting with a mentor, connecting with a professional in the field that you know, and learning whether this occupation is right for you, and finally making that decision. Making the decision to move forward with a major, making the decision to move forward, pursuing an occupation, or maybe even making the decision to go to grad school. The fourth step is the experiential phase. So building experience. Once you know that there is an occupation that you're looking to work towards, we highly encourage students in alignment with organizations such as NACE, the National Association for Colleges and Employers. We highly encourage you all to seek experience. And the way that I like to frame this is that if you were an employer and you had two candidates with the exact same backgrounds, the exact same major, but one of them had an internship and the other didn't, who would you select? This is oftentimes a situation that recruiters find themselves in. They look for candidates with experience. At the Career Center, one of our services includes assisting students to find internships, and we actually have an internship coordinator. If you'd like to learn more about our internship coordinator, I highly encourage you to check out our website, and in Meet Us and learning about the staff, you can find out who this internship coordinator is. So, encourage you to build experience. Next is the launch phase. The launch phase is going to be where we assist you in obtaining employment. Some of the services at the Career Center, as mentioned previously, include resume development, interview coaching, and essentially it's that phase where you're compiling all of the work that you've put together in, your college career and even before that, in order to go into your occupation, that occupation that you've been working towards. It's a preparatory stage where you are ensuring that you're aligning with these organizations that you would like to be considered for, and you're putting your resume and your cover letter out there to the world in order to have the opportunity to interview and successfully obtain employment. We're going to take a moment to have an exploration activity. During this exploration activity, I'm going to ask you to take out a piece of paper, a writing utensil, so you can ensure that you are responding to these. So I'm going to give you a moment to do that. So make sure you pause now and you run over and you pick those up. So take a moment to pause here. All right, welcome back. We're going to get started with the exploration activity. There's going to be 4 different items that I'd like for you to engage in and respond to. First and foremost, I'd like for you to take a moment to reflect on the classes or activities you enjoyed most in high school. What were those? Just list them out. Next, consider 2 to 3 hobbies or activities that are important to you. Next, I'd like for you to list 1 to 3 life experiences or activities you enjoy most. What are those? And finally, the fourth bullet point asks for you to list friends and or family, what they say are your strengths or natural talents. So if you need additional time, please make sure you pause here and you ensure that you are responding to these thoroughly. Okay, now that you're back, well, what did that feel like? I want you to take a moment to reflect on that. What did that feel like for you? The reason that we engage in this activity is because we know that career is holistic. It is multidimensional, and in order for you to be satisfied with career, it needs to engage a lot of different parts of you. And I'll give you all an example. As a high school student, I really loved being in leadership. I was in leadership. Some activities that I enjoyed included playing soccer. And those were the activities that you can say were related and relevant to some of the work that I do now. I love to be on the go, right? I need that change in scenery, and I like to take leadership opportunities when possible. So that speaks to some of my interests and my strengths. So think about how that speaks to who you are, to what you crave in work, and what you are best at. Now, 2 to 3 hobbies or activities. Some folks may really enjoy working with art, right? Maybe you listed painting as one of your hobbies or activities. That can speak to the creativity that you crave, the ability to create something from nothing and being innovative. That is super important at times for people when they're in the world of work. They look for opportunities to create something and have freedom to build something from scratch even. Now, life experiences or activities that you enjoyed most. This could be so many different things, but think about what these different activities are saying about you. If some of these activities include being around other people, being with family, maybe you're a very social person. That may be something that's important for you through your work, that you serve others, that you engage with people versus working in a cubicle and being more independent and working more independently. I'd like for you to consider all of that. And finally, what your friends say about you. What are they saying? Oftentimes, people tell me I'm very talkative, right? Or maybe those of you that responded that you're more reserved, people, these are the people that see you the most and that know you the most. This is telling you that this is how people engage with you, and this is how you are engaging with others. So what I would say to that is consider what folks say about you and say are your natural strengths. Think about how that went for you. We're going to move on to the next slide. Our next slide is major myths. There are myths that surround majors, and it's really important that we discuss what these are. And of course, these could be really different for many different majors, but I just want you to know that it's important to do some research when you're going into different majors, when you're exploring majors. Some of these myths can consist of the following. I have to major in business to own my own business. That's a huge myth. Something that I can share with you all is that you don't necessarily need a business degree in order to start your own business. You don't even need a degree at all. Another myth is going to be, but I want to go to medical school. Don't I have to major in biology? Oftentimes, there's this misconception that you have to be a science major or a bio major, but not at all. If you were to look at some of the medical school prerequisites, there is nowhere that it says that you have to be a bio major or a science major. What it does outline, though, is prerequisite requirements that indicate what coursework students should take prior to applying to these programs. What does that mean, right? That means you can pretty much have any major. What I highly encourage students to do is to pursue a major that is exciting to them, that is interesting to them, and to also take the prerequisites, and if that's what they're looking to do to apply to medical school. Oftentimes, what folks have found from previous studies is that some of the students that did best on the MCAT were music majors. And this is a pretty old study, so there could be new information now. But I think that just goes to show that you can build skills elsewhere, that medical schools do not necessarily require a biology degree, but rather they're really looking for that student with experience, with knowledge, as well as those that take the time to study and prepare for the MCAT. Next is I can't major in English because I don't want to be a teacher. I think that something that just happened recently that I learned recently was that, and I was actually during a presentation similar to this, is we were discussing this same slide, and a professor actually shared with our class that their father-in-law was actually hiring for financial analysts at a bank, and that they were looking for a person that could just write really well. And essentially what they said was that they really wanted someone in the team that could speak really well and write really well, but a lot of the people that were coming in as business majors were really lacking this skill. So now in the hiring process, they were looking for something a little bit different. Maybe someone that had a minor in English or a major in English with a minor in business. I highly encourage you to do some research, some informational interviews to learn more about what folks are looking for in the world of work. Something else that I'm going to include here is this final myth. I want to make a lot of money, so I need to major in engineering. That could be the case, right? Maybe folks in engineering are making a lot of money, but I think that what we found is that there's money to be made in many different industries and in many different areas. But we want you to know more about your interests as well as take the time to research what other industries out there could be a good fit for you, because you can make a lot of money in like I mentioned, in many different places. So do some of that work to learn more about industry, and we're going to move on to the next slide. Explore majors and careers. We really encourage you to be curious. What does that mean? That means taking the time to utilize your resources, perhaps using Focus to Career. We're going to take a moment to take a look at that shortly. So if you haven't heard of that, that is going to be an assessment that we encourage folks to utilize, especially those that are looking to explore different majors. We encourage you to pick 2 to 3 classes that sound interesting. And I think that that's something that I'd like to share with students, is that's actually how I found my major back in the day when we had these catalogs filled with different coursework and program requirements. Going through the list and seeing what sounds interesting to you is going to be a really great way to select your coursework, as well as maybe pick up a major or a minor. We encourage you to meet with a peer mentor to make changes to your Hornet Launch strategic schedule if that's what you're interested in doing. Just want to reiterate that you can change your schedule. If you have any questions about it, please meet with someone as soon as possible, because you want to ensure that this schedule reflects your interests and reflects the major that you're working towards. Next, use Smart Planner and Sac State Catalog to determine course requirements. You can visit the Sac State Catalog via the Sac State website. I highly encourage you to be familiar with the Sac State Catalog as it outlines the university's expectations of the student as well as your rights as a student, including information about majors, about graduation, and the earlier you know about these, the better. To explore careers, we have different tools at the Career Center. One of the tools that we have is What Can I Do with This Major, which sounds exactly like what this tool does. Essentially what it does is that it'll have a list of different majors as well as different industries that folks within this major could pursue. For instance, if you're interested in working towards psychology, if you go over to the What Can I Do with This Major website, you'll learn that you can definitely work towards any kind of direct care work. You can work within the medical field, you can work within business, marketing. There's just a lot of different industries that you can work within. And in the same way, in other majors, there's oftentimes industries that we highly associate with these degrees that we're working towards, and others that may not be as common knowledge. And of course, the world of work is ever evolving, so this is going to change, and it's going to change very quickly. However, I highly encourage you to do the work to learn about industry and learn about your major in order to consider the fields that are most interesting to you, and the earlier the better. What's great about What Can I Do with This Major is that it lists industries, it also lists employers that students can work towards, as well as strategies that will assist them to successfully obtain careers within these fields. Other tools we encourage students to utilize include LinkedIn Alumni. We have a lot of alumni in the world. I want to say that if you're in the Sacramento region, I believe that 1 out of 20 residents within Sacramento is a Sac State alum. Now, LinkedIn is really growing social media network that it's a professional tool where you're able to connect with different people in the world. What is great about LinkedIn is that you can see other people in different industries, and you can even see like if there's alumni within this organization. So I'll provide an example. If you're interested in working for Deloitte, accounting firm, then you can take a look at Deloitte and see if there's any Sac State alum, and that oftentimes is a great connection in getting to know people that work there, and perhaps even having the opportunity to meet with an alumni to have an informational interview, which is actually the next bullet point. So informational interviewing, I know oftentimes in your first year you hear that quite a bit. So for those of you that aren't sure what an informational interview is quite yet, it is the opportunity to have a conversation with a professional that is within the field that you're looking to work towards. So for instance, if you are a student within the biological sciences and you're looking to be a physician, an informational interview would be with a physician, right? You'd connect with a physician and ask them the questions that you think are most important in achieving your goals. For me, work-life balance was always really important. It is really important. I didn't realize that until I was a lot older. But what I'd like you to consider are what are the things that are most important for you, and take these and make these into questions. So because I value work-life balance, something that I would ask in an informational interview is, what's work-life balance like in this company, right? Or what kind of work-life balance do you have as a physician? So that would assist me in learning about the fit with this occupation, right? Maybe after a conversation with a social worker, I learned that I don't really want to do this work because it doesn't sound too appealing, or maybe they're not going to be paying me what I'd like to be paid. That really brings you in to learn more with professionals that are already in the field. Another tool that we have linked here that we encourage you to use is a Sac State Career Network, which is our version, Sac State's version of kind of like a pool of alumni through a virtual platform. So what we do is we connect with alumni through our alumni center, through the career center, and we encourage them to be present and active on Sac State Career Network. And as students and alumni yourself, you're able to access these resources even beyond Sac State. And finally, another tool that I encourage you to seek out is going to be the Occupational Outlook Handbook. Essentially, what this tool is a series of different occupations out in the world that lists different information that may be important for you. Information can include education. Maybe you are interested in learning how much education is required to work towards a certain occupation. What kind of certifications do you need? Perhaps learn about pay, learn about skills that are important within this field and professional associations that can help you to work in this field itself. This is our Career Center website. You'll notice that we have different resources cited here for COVID-19 career, job, and internship resources. Here is our featured tools area, and we have a lot of different tools that I mentioned to you earlier. You've probably heard about Handshake. Handshake is our virtual job board. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs opening up. When you see this, I would encourage you all to open up Handshake and explore Handshake to see what is available. We have tools such as Big Interview to help you prepare for interviews, Focus to Career, what can I do with this major, Sac State Career Center, and other tools as well. Here is where you would schedule an appointment. We also provide scheduling instructions as well as information on how to request an appointment as an alumni. This is the tool that I've been sharing with you all called Focus to Career. Here is an example of what the homepage looks like for students. What you will see here is a list of 5 assessments. These assessments include work interests, personality assessments, leisure assessments, values assessments, and skills assessments. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this really sounds like the exploration activity that we did. Yes, right? So the idea behind Focus to Career is that it takes a lot of different personal attributes for you to find an occupation that aligns with you. And really, all these things, all these different aspects of you, you know these, right? Now, what this tool does is that it helps you organize these ideas and these preferences. What you would do in order to take this assessment and take it effectively is take all of these 5 assessments. You would take these individually, and these don't take more than about 10 minutes each, 5 minutes. It really depends, right? If you're sitting and unsure of which item to select, then it can take a little bit longer, but usually it's pretty quick. So you would take these assessments and then you would combine these assessments. You would want to take all 5. And then after you combine your assessments, you're going to get a list of occupations that would be a good fit for you. I wonder what you're thinking now. Probably that there's going to be a lot of information, right? There is going to be a lot of information. What's great is that it organizes the different occupations based on how often these came up in your assessments. Now, it'll outline which assessments these occupations align with. Some other information, and these are going to be hyperlinked when you see these on your own Focus to Career assessment. You can learn more about what the occupation does. Maybe you're really interested in learning about what a labor relations specialist does. You can learn about whether there's a bright outlook, it's a growing field, whether there's programs and there's majors that will assist you to work towards these as a Sac State student. These are actually hyperlinked to the department on campus that these are associated with. Or maybe you don't know what a political science major is. What you can do is you can click on these and you can learn more about the major itself. Other information that can be important includes salary, right? If you're money motivated like me, you want to know how much you're going to make. It also lists the job families, and it tells you what different job families or industries these are in. I always encourage students to come back to the Career Center for support in reviewing what these recommendations are telling you. And I think that's a key part of understanding Focus to Career is that it is really important to get another pair of eyes and understand that these are recommendations, right? This isn't the final decision-making tool, right? This is a start for research. This is the beginning of research. I encourage you all to stop by and to use this tool and to have an interpretation with a career counselor. We discussed the Sac State Career Network very briefly. This is a tool that allows folks to get connected with mentors from Sac State that are Sac State alum. There are different opportunities at times. You can connect with mentors and even learn more about mentors that have startups and businesses. You can make appointments, which are called consultations, and you can learn more about mentors out there at Sac State. How does one find a career mentor? So the Sac State Career Network will automatically match you with career advisors, or you can find your own. Now, visit sacstatecn.firsthand.co, click Get Advice. Next, you will receive the registration. This is register with email, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Use your Sac State email to register. Ensure that you're doing that. Next, you want to filter advisors by available now. You can select different tools so you can get career advice topics. You can filter by industry insights, interviews, resumes. Using Sac State Career Network, you can browse alumni profiles to find someone you're interested in talking with. And then finally, you click on the advisor profile to book a consultation. And this is what it looks like. During an informational interview, it's super valuable to know what questions you're bringing to the table and you're going to ask folks that you're meeting with. Through Sac State's Career Center's Job and Internship Handbook, we have a series of questions prepared that you can use to connect with a professional during an informational interview. And here are some here. So I would encourage you to pause this and screenshot this. That way you can refer to these later. Start your career development journey today. Start it early. Do not wait to get started. So we encourage you to take some of these steps moving forward in this academic year. Number one, check out Focus 2 and other featured tools that we discussed today. Attend at least one Career Center event. I challenge you to see us at these workshops and events that we have available to you. Visit Handshake. I know we email you, so that could be a really great way to get started. Just click on the email, read more, and hop on. Number 4, view Job and Internship Handbook. That is actually where these questions are from the informational interviews, so you can learn more about the resources and tools that are within the Job and Internship Handbook. Number 5, book an appointment. You can, as mentioned, receive one-on-one career counseling support, and that oftentimes can be really helpful for students. Number 6, follow us on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and our handle is Sac State Career. And finally, get career documents reviewed via Smart Thinking and Canvas. If you'd like to learn more, I'd encourage you to ask your professors about Smart Thinking but you can learn more about smart thinking within your Canvas portal. And visit our website. I think that if there's anything you take from today's presentation, I would say that you should be curious, and I would encourage you to click through our website and see the different tools that we have available for you. Thank you so much for tuning into our presentation. And again, we are the Career Center located in Lassen 1013. This is our contact information, and please stay connected with us via social media at Sac State Career. Be well, everyone.